Today, let's discuss why you make so many mistakes on your forehand loop against backspin. First, let's talk about why your shots go into the net. The primary reason is that after your serve, you can't complete the full motion for your next shot. So why is it incomplete? It's because you're too slow to recover and anticipate after your serve, leaving yourself too little time to get your footwork in position. To play effectively, you must be in a state of readiness. After serving, you must recover your position and move your feet quickly. This is the most critical part. You need to master 2 moments of timing. First, after your serve and before your opponent pushes, you must already be back in position with your center of gravity lowered. The second moment is right as they make contact. You should already be moving into position. Only then can you execute your forehand loop with a complete motion. In a match, because your recovery and anticipation are slow, you don't have time for a full swing. Therefore, to execute a full forehand loop, you must recover quickly after the serve, keep your body compact, move your feet fast, and accelerate through the stroke. After serving, recover instantly. Focus all your attention on your opponent. Move and prepare quickly, and only then, strike the ball. This will give you more than enough time to complete your motion. So, the real reason you can't finish your stroke is your slow recovery, footwork, and anticipation after the serve, which shortens your time to hit the ball and causes errors. Second point, let's talk about the proper spacing and position relative to the incoming ball. Let me give you a demonstration. From my current seated position, my center of gravity is low and my hand is naturally below the ball. This is the same position you should have when you are standing and properly crouched. I want you to try this. Next time, sit on a low stool like this and see how easy it is to loop the ball. It's very easy to lift the ball. You don't need much friction, a simple forward motion will do the job. Looping from this position feels effortless. This principle shows you why you're struggling and using so much effort to lift the ball. Try it, sit on a stool, position your backswing naturally for a loop. And just a simple forearm snap with a forward motion will lift the ball. It requires very little friction. So, the second major reason your loops go into the net is that your center of gravity is simply too high. Remember the 3 types of trajectory I taught: the high arc, the driving arc, and the flat arc. Often, after your serve, you are making contact from behind the ball. This creates a flat trajectory because you are not getting underneath the ball. Professional players have the power to overcome spin with sheer force. However, for amateur players, it's more important to focus on playing efficiently to prevent injury and lift the ball without excessive effort. The moment you see your opponent make a pushing motion, your racket must get below the ball to prepare to create an arc. As long as your racket is lower than the ball, you can lift it over the net, even with minimal friction. It might not be a high-quality, high-spin shot, but by simply being lower than the ball, you can use your forearm and body rotation to loop it successfully. The problem is, you are starting your backswing for the backspin loop from behind the ball, not from underneath it. When you swing from behind the ball, you are forced to just lift with your upper arm. This results in a slow, high, low-quality loop. So, try sitting on that stool. You will realize that once your center of gravity is low, looping a backspin ball is remarkably simple. Then you'll believe what I'm telling you about the importance of your center of gravity. If your knees hurt, widen your stance and squat using your thighs. This puts the load on your thighs, not your knees. With a wide stance, your center of gravity naturally drops. If your feet are close together, you have to bend your knees much more to get low. That narrow stance is unstable and puts too much strain on your knees. Against a push, you must not think about hitting from behind the ball. Professionals can do it with power, but amateurs cannot. We need to get slightly below the ball to create an upward arc. No matter how heavy the backspin is, your action must always be to generate that arc. The third reason your loops go into the net is that your hand and wrist are not creating the arc. Let me explain. Your arm drops, but your first impulse at contact is to push forward. This is a habit from hitting your normal forehand drive. This is especially difficult for players who rely on a traditional block, because the concept of creating an arc is unnatural for them. The key here is that upon contact, you must think of your swing path as going up a staircase. It's an upward, diagonal motion. Many players have a tendency to push forward first at contact. I see this frequently, especially with players who tend to push from the elbow. The problem is that at the moment of contact, you are not engaging your fingers and wrist to create friction. Instead, you just push forward and then lift up. If you record yourself in slow motion, this mistake should be quite obvious. At the point of contact, your fingers and wrist are passive. Only your arm is doing the work. This error typically happens on balls that aren't very fast or heavy. About 80% of amateur players are currently stuck at this stage. So, how do we fix this? I have a method for you. I want you to break the motion into two parts. As you move forward to meet the ball, first use your fingers and wrist to create a small lift. After that, let your arm generate the power. As you approach the ball, stay relaxed. Don't get tense and don't lock your arm into a fixed position. Next, at the moment of contact, initiate the movement with your fingers. Use them with your wrist to create a small arc, and then, in the same instant, transfer the power from your arm. When the racket meets the ball, you will feel that contact. At that exact moment, tell yourself, fingers, create a small arc. Lift the ball with that arc first, and then apply power with your arm. Create that arc, then power through with your arm. And integrate it with your body's power, loading, waist rotation, and hip drive. And your loop will be perfect. The point is, at the moment of contact, your arm should not be the first thing to move forward or up. Keep it momentarily passive. Let's call the finger wrist action A, and the arm action B. Wait for A to create the friction and grip the ball, then engage B. Wait for A, your fingers, to grip the ball. The instant it grips, you drive it forward. That is how you combine friction with impact. This is what we call a brush hit contact. I'm realizing that table tennis is all about breaking down movements. Take the push, for example. Your hand is stable as it approaches the ball, and then you accelerate only at the moment of contact. Join our membership to unlock daily exclusive shorts, and discover the coach's secret tips and tricks on table tennis technique. You'll also get our weekly on-court coaching series. Silver members get even more and also unlock the exclusive weekly Coach's Corner series. Thank you for supporting the channel's growth.